There's a specific tragedy when spending your entire life climbing the ladder of success without ever stopping and truly asking yourself what makes life meaningful. If you were to go and ask the people around you what success looks like, I'm sure you're going to hear quite a few answers. For some, it might be something like money or influence. For others, they might want recognition or power itself. We spend years of our lives chasing these things, convincing ourselves that if we could just reach that next milestone, that our lives would finally matter. But as with many of my videos, I think that we're asking the wrong question. It shouldn't be so much why do we want success, it's more so why do we want it so badly? What is it that's actually driving us? So there was a psychologist named Ernest Becker who believed that he had found an answer to this. He argued that the one thing that separated human from animal is that we are aware of our own mortality. We know that we're going to die. So with that, every achievement, every relationship, and every possession that you've ever had is eventually going to end. Almost in a reaction to that, Becker believed that we create what's called immortality projects. These are things that we hope to outlive us and at some point hope to symbolically represent who we were. For some people, of course, it's their career or, again, their wealth. For others, it's the art they leave or their influence or even their children. And at surface value, none of these things are inherently bad. There's just danger in believing that these things will solve the deeper problem that we're trying to escape by resorting into them. Now, in the postmodern day, this has become almost impossible to ignore. We're constantly refreshing our likes, seeing who followed us, trying to find the best pictures, get the best angle. Every single day, we're surrounded by these very carefully curated lives that we're supposed to be building. And I don't think in this new age that improvement is the same thing that it used to be. How much of what we're doing is actually making us better, and how much of it is just us bargaining with our own mortality? This is a question that I ask myself far more than I'd like to admit on camera. But I'm constantly worried that I'm not enough, that I'm wasting my time, or that somebody else is out there doing more while I'm just sitting here, recording a video. This, of course, drives me, and I like to call it ambition, and maybe sometimes it is. But I also wonder how much of that urgency comes from a fear that my life won't matter unless I leave some extraordinary mark on the world. As I've gotten a bit older, I am starting to realize that maybe that's not the right standard that we should be living by. You know, our significance has never been measured by how many followers we have on Instagram, or how many people know our names, or even how many people might remember us 100 years from now. But take a look around your own life. Most of the people you find that have shaped you the most would be so far from a history book, much less appearing in one. Your parents, your teachers, your mentors, maybe even strangers that just help you out. Their significance was never measured by how many people they affected or how big their audience was. It was measured by the depth of the individual lives that they impacted. So maybe being unforgettable shouldn't be your end goal. Maybe the goal is to just simply be the type of person who genuinely improves the lives of those around them. Because I know when my life is over, and hopefully that's years away, I'm not going to care how hot I was whenever I was in my 20s or what fitness transformation I made. I genuinely think that I'll care if I loved people well and if I carried myself with integrity, and ultimately whether I handled my business. So I guess you have to go find your significance now. Enjoy it.